do the scoreboard? You kind of got roped into that, or?
No, I was planning on just watching, and then Randy came up to me and said, "You're doing it," so I just hopped in and did it.
How's recovery from?
It's going well. I had surgery mid-May, and I walked out of the hospital, so that was a good sign. And then there isn't much rehab you can do other than just stretching and walking. So the first 3 weeks, I was just doing a lot of walking. I was walking like 3 or 4 miles a day, and then I was just doing my stretches, my sets of stretches. And now I'm in the gym. I'm shooting and stuff. I'm doing some of the stationary stuff that the guys are doing in our workouts. And whenever they're doing anything with running, I just go and I shoot, and I have a rebounder. I just try to put up as many shots as I can in that time.
Has it hit you that your freshman year is over?
Yeah, it actually hit me like during finals week, because it was like I was studying and doing all that, and I'm like, wow, after I take these tests, I go home and I repeat it over again, this time my sophomore year. So it kind of went by fast, and I developed a lot, and I got the opportunity to see a lot of things and do a lot of things. So I have a lot to look forward to going into my sophomore year.
What's the timetable for you in terms of getting back to where you want to be?
I don't really have one right now, but I'm hoping for mid-July. I really want to play in Europe, so the faster I can get back for that. But I'm in no rush. If I can't play in Europe, it's not a big deal. I'll go and support the team, but my main focus is to be ready for October and November and the start of the season.
How are you mentally? I mean, you've dealt with injuries a lot in your life. How have you handled this one?
I mean, honestly, I usually go into surgery. I'm nervous, and there's always the how long is this going to be the recovery time. Everyone kind of loses it mentally, but I went, got it done, walked out, went home the next day like it was nothing. And I know that I went to a groin specialist in Oklahoma, and I know they were going to take good care of me, and our training staff, they're going to do what they can and get me back as soon as possible. And I'm really not worrying about anything right now.
How much did it hinder you in the second half of the year, or did it hinder you?
Actually, I first noticed it before the Virginia game in November. It was right after that game. We played less than 24 hours later against Memphis, and I could barely do layups in our layup lines in the Memphis game. It hurt so bad, and we came back to Iowa City. I rehabbed a little bit. I just tried to get it figured out. We thought we just strained something, so I just continued playing on it. And from there on out, I felt it every practice, every game. Once I started getting loose and warmed up a little bit, it would go away a little. But I always had that pain in the back of my mind. And after the season, when I found out I had torn both my groins. So I guess I was playing on torn groins all season.
Wow.
So.
And you did as well as you did.
Yeah. I mean, no one knew I was in pain. I never showed it or anything like that. And half the time I didn't even remember I could feel it. I was just, your adrenaline's going, stuff like that. But yeah, I had no idea.
It
kind of surprised me.
Did it feel better as the game went on, and it didn't bother you?
Like when we would initially take the court, like we do our stretch and everything, but I would do like stretching 20, 30 minutes prior to the game as well, just so I could get to a point where I could do layups and stuff in layup lines. But once my blood started flowing, once the crowd gets, like I said, adrenaline, that's when you kind of forget about it. You just go out and play, then you feel the next day, go through the same thing, game in, game out. But yeah, I'm just glad we got it figured out, and we did it at this time and rather in season where I'm sitting out.